In this video, I'm going to be talking about custom affinity audiences. Do these audiences allow you to retarget your competitors' websites? I'll get into that in just a minute. My name is Kyle Sulerud. I'm the founder of VidHorder, which is a YouTube ads targeting tool. And you should really go check that out because it's going to allow you to very specifically target your ideal customers on YouTube. Now, you may be looking inside your Google Ads account, wondering where do you find these affinity audiences? Unfortunately, Google has made this very complicated for me to try to explain because at the time I'm publishing this video, they're in the process of actually phasing out custom affinity and custom intent audiences, and they're replacing them with the more generalized custom audiences. Right now, about half of the accounts that I see are still using custom affinity audiences, and the other half are now switched over to custom audiences. The only real difference though is the name. If you go into custom audiences, you'll still be able to set up audiences like I'm going to talk about in this video. They just won't be called custom affinity anymore. If your account is set up for custom audiences, you can go into that section and you'll see some different options. One of those options talks about targeting people who searched for keywords on Google. That refers to the old custom intent audiences. I've already made a video about that, so go check that out. All of the other options are related to custom affinity, which I will be talking about throughout this video. So people with any of these interests, people who browse types of websites, people who use types of apps, those are all options in the new interface that match up with custom affinity options in the old interface. If that's confusing, don't blame me, I'm just the messenger. Affinity audiences are based on people's interests and their habits. With custom affinity audiences, you can create your own audiences by giving Google lists of interests or web addresses. Google then creates audiences for you based on the information that you entered. So what you're usually going to add here are links to competitor websites or links to other websites that your target customer might be browsing. Now, because you can enter competitor website addresses here, some people think that you are somehow retargeting people who have been to your competitors' websites. But that's definitely not the case. I just want to clear that up. Google in no way lets you retarget traffic from other people's websites. Instead, Google's algorithm takes a general look at the websites that you have entered. And then according to Google, they will use this information to reach people who browse content with similar themes to the URLs you enter. So what happens is Google looks at the themes of the websites that you enter. They then find other websites with similar themes, and then they generate an audience of people who browse those types of websites. So what's really happening here is a broadening of the targeting. You might think that adding more website URLs to the list is going to help define your audience more specifically. But actually the opposite happens. As you add more and more URLs, the audience size tends to get larger and larger. And because of how broad these audiences can be, I can't always get custom affinity audiences to work. This is usually the last type of targeting that I try to add when I'm running campaigns for my clients. The best way that I've found to take advantage of custom affinity targeting is to add a very small number of URLs to the list, 2 to 5 URLs, and definitely no more than 10. If you are trying out custom affinity audiences, don't overload the list with too many URLs, and don't expect amazing results right away. You might need to try different combinations of URLs until you can find a custom affinity audience that will work. And you might never get custom affinity targeting to work, so luckily this isn't the only tool in our toolbox. That's it for today. If you learned something new about custom affinity audiences, Click the like button, it really helps out my channel. And if you haven't signed up for VidHorder yet, click the link in the description. VidHorder is a powerful YouTube ads targeting tool. My team uses it every day, and if you're running YouTube ads, I think you're gonna love it too. Once again, my name is Kyle Sulerud. Be sure to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.